What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to G-Myers World Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Week 9 in the NFL 2024 season. I know you guys want to laugh about the Cowboys, but it isn't a laughing matter. We are not Stephen A. Smith. We're not going to go ahead and clown them right now to start off the podcast, but I will tell you this. Dakota Rain Prescott admitting on live television that they suck is absolutely hilarious, because I don't think that there's any coming back for the Cowboys this season. I think they're one of the most disappointing teams that I've seen in a very long time, and there's no way that you can hype them up. But the Cowboys and the Falcons, you got to know, when you lose to Kirk Cousins in a must-win game, you got to know that all your fate is destroyed. So Cowboy fans, I just want to know how you're feeling about it. Do I actually care? No. But it is something that's very interesting, because you guys have been so awful for so long. It's kind of amazing that you still actually can get up and root for this team. So as far as everything else that's going to be going on with the Cowboys, we know that Dak Prescott is saying he has a hamstring injury. We don't really know how deep it is, but hamstrings are really, really tough, because as you know, if you've ever had them, at any given move or whatever kind of thing you do, it's a fast twitch, bro, you're done. So I don't expect him to come back very soon, especially with the fact that the team sucks. So we'll see how that works. As far as Kirk Cousins and the Falcons, I don't really want to say, for any reason that the Falcons are a good team. I don't want to say that there's hope for you guys to do anything, because that would not be true. It's just that like two trash cans collided and one of the other trash cans came out in front. It's just regular physics and logic. Like if you see them, like they have that meme where both the trash cans are going down a little water, you know what I'm saying, on the road. And that's what I imagine when I watch these two teams play. So it's not really that big of a deal. It is what it is. Both those teams suck. And we're going to go ahead and move on. The Dolphins and the Bills. Now, again, this is a hard-fought game. I did select the Bills to win this game. I didn't expect the Dolphins to play this tough. But I always knew that the Dolphins will let you down when you always expect it. And that's exactly what happened. So it's not that much of a surprise. Realistically, the Dolphins are done. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the whole Tua thing, but that team is fried. All right? So it's not really that I want to, kind of like throw it in your face if you're a Dolphins fan, but you should probably be doing other things with your time. The Bills, on the other hand, it's a close game. They won it. We'll see what happens as it goes on. Josh Allen is only going to get better, so we'll figure out how that situation is going to go ahead and, transpire. But I like the Bills. I like the Bills right now, not to beat the Chiefs or anything like that, even though last year they should have beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. A couple errant throws by Josh Allen because of pressure by Chris Jones changed that game tremendously, and a huge drop by Stephon Diggs, but we're not going to get into that. I do believe that the Bills are a tough team defensively, and that they can score offensively, even with the fact that they've lost Stephon Diggs. So we'll get back to that later in the season, but the Dolphins suck, so I expected them to lose. The Raiders, this was very, very interesting, right? A lot of you guys love Joe Burrow, and anytime that the Bengals win, people get really excited. I get really fascinated by the people that actually think he's like good, and we're going to see how that ends up. But the Raiders have been a disappointment. Now, I don't want to go ahead. It's very, very tough to put everything on Antonio. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like, the head coach can do but so much. He's done everything he possibly could to try to motivate this team, but they're just not good. Devontae Adams is gone. I don't think they needed him anyway. But it's still a situation where they're the Raiders right now, and they're just really, really awful. So the Bengals beating them really doesn't mean anything to me personally, but it's a game that they should have won because the Raiders are really bad. They're just pretty much going off of motivation right now. That's all the Raiders are. When you look at them play, like what are you really looking at? You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're saying, oh, this team is going to be formidable against, so-and-so. They're not good. So we're not really too worried about it. The Bengals are a lost cause as well. I don't expect them to do anything or make any noise either. I'll be shocked if they do. The Chargers and the Browns. Well, the Browns resorted back to being trash after a huge upset win versus the Ravens. Jameis Winston was trash, as we all expected him to be. He did have his nice little speech last week and everything like that when Deshaun Watson went out, all that stuff, and rallied them back. But the Browns are a trash team. The Chargers are not good either, but when you have a trash team show up, this is what you're supposed to do to them. Clobber them 27-10, and that's exactly what happened. Patriots and the Titans. I got to say something about May. Look, I'm not saying that he's special, but that long, whole thing with the touchdown and everything like that to go to OT, we gotta put some respect on the dude's name. You know what I'm saying? He's been forced into a situation where the team sucks, and they've sucked for a long time, actually, since losing Tom Brady. And now you have to rebuild, and you got to figure out ways to do certain things, and it's very, very tough to do. Just so everybody understands, you can't just rebuild. Like, if you just think about, like, when Dan Marino was with the Dolphins, and then everybody's like, yeah, he hasn't won a Super Bowl, whatever, but they were always competitors. Then he left, and then it's like, what's going on there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know. Maybe the Colts got lucky with Andrew Luck for a little bit. Obviously, the Packers from, Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. But it's not often that you lose a quarterback that's so good and then you just bounce back. And that's what you're watching right now as you go through it. As far as the Titans go, we don't know what the Titans are. It's not something that we're going to say like anybody can tell me like, yo, the Titans are this, the Titans are that. No Derrick Henry, no real name of anybody that's really doing anything. So it was two trash can teams and one team won. And that's ultimately what happened. The Commanders and the Giants. Now, I got to tell you this, bro. Jaden Daniels, look, are we believers now? Are we believers in the Commanders? Are we actually, like, I was sitting there watching it and I'm like, that Hail Mary, now this win. And I know the Giants suck, but it's like, dude, this is the Commanders team that was really awful last year. You get a quarterback out of the draft, and then it's just a whole different team. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know which way I want to go with that. I'm going to listen to some of you guys, your feedback, and see what we're thinking about them. I don't know. This team just seems like they're very, very lucky. And I honestly don't know which way it's going to go. So the Giants being terrible, that is what it is. We all expected them to lose, and it's a division game, so it's going to be a little close. But I really don't know what to say about this one, guys. I honestly don't. I'm completely shocked at how well the Commanders are playing. Like, I don't know what to say about it. So congratulations to them. Let's see how long it keeps going. The Saints and the Panthers. Now, Mike Thomas was on social media acting like a schoolgirl, going wild on Derek Carr. Now, before we talk about the fact that the Panthers won, I got to tell you this, right? I agree with what Michael Thomas was saying. Derek Carr has literally injured every single wide receiver on that team since he's been there. Do I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback? No, that's why I call him Derek Used Carr. He's trash. But do you outright just destroy the man's character the way that Michael Thomas did? I don't know, man. Like I said, it is what it is, because Michael Thomas was kind of, slowing down. He got injured and stuff like that. He was never really that dude. Honestly, he would take a slant for 99 yards, but he wasn't burning nobody deep. And that's ultimately what the situation was. I don't know what to feel about it. I don't know how to react to it, but it just seems very immature to do it. Like, if you're going to do it, I guess, like, people are just frustrated now. With Derek Carr, like, they just want him gone. He sucks, but I don't know. I just don't think you do it that way when you're a professional football player. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's ways around it. Like, everybody knows he sucks. You don't have to actually say it. The Panthers suck too, but they won 23-22. But that was the biggest storyline of it. And Derek Carr is responsible for all these injuries. He's throwing hospital balls. He's honestly throwing hospital balls. And these dudes are getting really, really smashed up. And I think Olave getting injured is like, yo, look, bro, you suck. And it just tipped over. The water boiled over. And that's ultimately what happened. The Broncos and the Ravens, this was an embarrassment, but it was something that the Ravens had to do because of the loss that they had last week. We're not going to go too much into it. It was 41-10. Completely disgusting gameplay by the Broncos and Sean Payton. Perfect passer rating for Lamar Jackson. And this is what they had to do to a trash team. Nothing really crazy to talk about here. Eagles and the Jaguars. I like what I'm seeing from Jalen Hurts. Playing a lot better than he did to start the season. The Jaguars suck. Cardinals and the Bears. Disappointed in the Bears. I'm going to tell you this right now, right? When you think about a lot of the stuff that goes on, right? And, people want to make excuses. And they want to say things about, the Bears being back and all this stuff like that. And there's a lot of other things that go into it. And people have to understand something, right? You don't just come into the league and do whatever you want. So I don't really know, what they're expecting to go on with it. I really just, in this situation right here, it's a very tough situation to go about it. You can't just expect people, to just be automatically good. Like, Caleb Williams is not going to be the savior for the team just because he paints his nails. Like, he's not going to be able to do that. And I think it's unfortunate that he showed some glimmer of hope, and people are all over him like, yo, bro, like, you got to do better. Dude, he has to go through the growing pains, and we've lost that allowing the people to grow phase in the NFL. We just want them to come out there and be Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, whatever. Like, look, go out there, do it. And we're not going to get that. The reality is some players are going to play better than others, but you're not going to get it. So the Cardinals, yeah, I get it. Kyler Murray's, most nights he's trash. But it was hailing there and all kind of weird stuff was going on. They ended up winning 29-9. I don't know what to say about it, but I just want everybody to know to calm down. Caleb Williams has shown stuff this season where he has potential. You know what I'm saying? He's not, what's that dude's name? Byron Young? That dude sucks from the Panthers. He's not that guy. Caleb is going to be fine. The Lions and the Packers. Lions pulled it out. Close game. Division rivalry. 24-14. Not a lot to talk about in this game other than the fact that the Lions are for real. They're able to win these games when it counts. And I'm looking forward to see what happens later on as it, as we progress with the season to see if they can maintain it. Because they're the crazy team that can beat anybody. The Lions. I really believe the Lions could beat anyone in the league on any, and it's not like any given Sunday type thing. I really do believe they're good enough to beat any team. Like point blank period. I believe that. The Packers, we know what they are. They suck. Rams and the Seahawks. Very disappointing loss for the Seahawks. We can go about Geno Smith. We can talk about him all day long. We can say he's a raccoon. You know what I'm saying? Dude's eyes are mad hollow in the middle like he's garbage. We can do whatever we want. The bottom line is, like I told you guys, when he was paid all that money, that it was a mistake. I'm happy he got his money. We don't hate on people getting their bag. Wasn't a good move for the team. The fans are going to be disappointed. They will not win with him at quarterback. The Rams somehow keep winning, this time in OT. Who knows what the hell they're going to turn into? I have no idea. I think they suck, but they're doing whatever they want. So let's see how it works out. But ultimately, the Seahawks they're not going to do anything. So it is what it is. Finally, the Colts and the Vikings. Okay. Sam Darnold also is the second, he's like the second coming of Aaron Rodgers. Look, I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, bro. I don't know what these dudes are doing, but I got to be very, very honest. Joe Flacco is garbage. And I want to make sure that that's clear because everybody acts like, I know they bench Anthony Richardson, but he deserved to be benched. He actually deserved to be benched. I'm not worried about that. I think that was the right move from the coaching staff. At 24, however old he's a young dude. You don't take yourself out the game because of stamina issues. If you're injured, you're injured. But saying you're tired and winded, I would bench you too. That's disgusting to even say. But Joe Flacco's garbage. And that's why the Baltimore Ravens didn't want to pay him once upon a time. He got sent other places. Yeah, you could do different things, different places, whatever. I get all that. But he's not that dude. Okay? He's not that dude. And let's just, call it, let's just be fair about it. As far as Sam Darnold, he's garbage too. But the Vikings have Justin Jefferson. So, yeah, when you do the evaluation, it's going to work out like that. It is what it is. So, I got to tell you right now, regardless of whatever goes on, the Vikings are not going to really make a lot of noise in the playoffs. But I think that Justin Jefferson is such a good receiver. It's just anything can happen. And then other players just have to step up. That's it. When they start triple teaming and double teaming him, if other players just step up and take a little bit off of him, that's going to be a very, very difficult team to beat, man. But, in all honesty, Flacco sucks. I hope you guys enjoyed the Week 9 recap. Hope to see you guys back here soon, as always. You guys go ahead and have a blessed day. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, y'all.